Hi, how's it going? Back with video number 2 in this little thing, and we'll see how all this goes. Like I said before, but for this one, I'm gonna bring in a special guest. He's 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 a young man. He knows what he's talking about. He's very smart. Um, he's been trained in the ways of the Force, um, and that kind of stuff. So, all right, Mason, come on in here. Come on in here. I'm gonna ask him. He's gonna be my question and answer part of this. So, we're gonna go with this. Okay, so I know I said that this is losing my religion, but it is that, but it's losing what we think of as religion. We're losing the thought, the way it's terribly Americanized. It's terribly, and people are gonna be like turning it off at this point. But hey, you know what? Maybe somebody will stick around. We'll see it till the end. So, it's terribly Americanized. We have a certain view of what on the outside between the people that are inside a church and the people that are outside a church. And the reasons that those people go and the reasons why the other people don't go and don't even care to go or don't want to go. Okay, so we're going to ask Mason why. Let's ask, just because he doesn't know what I'm going to ask him. We haven't talked about this. He doesn't even know what this is about. So I'm going to ask you, why do you go to church? What's your reason for going? Why do you think we should go? Why do you think anybody should go? And don't give the answer that sounds good. Give the answer that you think.
I want to go to church because, well, first of all, I generally believe in Jesus, so I want to hear more about him and what he does, or, well, did.
Okay.
And, also, it's, well, fun to go.
Okay, so church is fun.
Yes, church is fun, and also it's interesting as well.
It's interesting as well. Okay, so there's a thing that you can see if you stop and take a look. And you look at people who go. What church has become for me personally is not me personally, but a lot of other people, I'm pretty sure, it's become a place where good people go and hang out with other good people, and they all learn how to get better. That's what it's become. That's what it is. So if that's the definition of what church is and what it's become, for the most part, there's places that aren't like that, and not talking about those. There's some places that are better at doing what it should be doing, as opposed to what everybody on the outside looking in thinks about the things that go on in there. Okay, so on the people on the outside, what do churches do to even attract people who don't ever want to go? They don't care to go. They're fine the way they are. They don't care. That's not going to help them do anything. It's not going to help them, and they don't want to be around people that are like that are like, that think they have it all together, that think that they, they're fine, and and hanging out with other people who, lives on the outside look great. They look like, you know, they've got it all together. They're dotting all their I's and crossing all their T's. And, you know, why would somebody on the outside who knows that they're not good, like me, why would somebody like that even want to go to church? Why would somebody that you know knows that they don't have everything together and, you know, would want to put on this quote show for everybody, like they got it all together, and then they go home and, let's face it, life is not all together. It's not all tulips and daisies, and there's bad stuff that happens. You know, grandmothers get cancer, mothers get cancer, daughters, you know, I mean, I'm just saying cancer, but a lot bad stuff happens, and people's lives are reflecting that on the outside. So why would they even, what's the draw? Why do they even want to go? Why do they think, you know, if you think it's, if going to church is for good people, why would somebody who's on the outside, when all those good people seemingly, for the most part, just turn down their noses at everybody else on the outside, like, you don't go to church, you're bad, you drink, you're bad, you do this or that or the next thing and you're bad, like like those people in the church, the people in the church, what the people on the outside see is a bunch of people who don't do anything bad. So why, you know, like, I don't want to mess up their groove by going because I don't have it all together, and that's not even close. So what, on the outside, what, that's what people see, and they want, like, everybody's like, you know, just wants to hear that everything's okay, that being not okay is okay, and they don't hear that. Our places of worship aren't saying that. They're saying, you know, they're making a spiritual list of things and do's and don'ts, and, you know, if you do this, that, and the other, well, then, you know, God likes you, and if you do this, that, and this other thing, that he doesn't like you and he's pissed off. And I that's what I'm saying. That's religion. That's just playing the game of, I got it all together, you know, and not being honest with ourselves, and not being honest with our own jerkiness, our own messed upness. He can testify to that, saying, you know, how often do I yell at you and I have to come back and say, you know, I'm sorry, or I do something else, and, you know, how often do I have to sit there and go, you know, crap, I just messed that totally up. I don't, you know, I don't. And that's, there, people on the outside want to go to one place where they're not going to get judged. They're not going to get torn down. They're not going to get ridiculed for being who they are. And that church and places of worship should be one place that's inviting to the people on the outside, and should, with open arms, saying, hey man, not, this is the human race. Everybody doesn't have it together. There's not one person that's on this planet that, you know, says, hey, you know, my crap don't stink. You know, they're everybody on this planet doesn't get it right, but they don't want to admit that. They just want to go through life, you know, thinking that they're pulling it off, and you know, and then on the outside, the people on the outside are going, well, I can't even do that. I can't even compare to those people. I'm saying people in a place of worship, in a church or whatever. I can't compare to that. I can't even come close to that. Look what they look like as opposed to what I look like. And I'm here to say that church shouldn't be a place where people look a certain way or act a certain way. They don't have to act. That's where, you know, I want to know there's one place that I can go where I'm not going to get judged. I'm not going to get looked at funny because of this or that or the other thing. And churches have done a horrible job of just inviting those people in and saying, "Hey man, you know, we're all the same. We're all in the same boat. We're doing things the same way. I'm not any better than you. I'm not any worse." And church is turned into, as long as I'm better than Joe, I'm okay. Because if you compare what you do to everybody else, you're always going to find somebody who's doing it better, and then you're always going to find somebody who's doing it worse, and then compare yourself to that guy and go, hey, Bob sucks. He sucks at everything. Why? You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing okay. And it's like we're fooling ourselves thinking that that in the church we fool ourselves thinking that we're okay because we're better than Bob, because Bob's jacked up. Bob doesn't do anything right. Look at all these things that I do. And what do I say? It's not what we do. What is it?
It's not what we do. Oh man, I gotta think about this one. I didn't expect you to ask me a question right now.
Because were you paying attention?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's not what we do. It's
what we believe.
Yeah, but then that turns into something that you do. Necessarily, it's not necessarily what you do. And then that's where churchiness. Let's go with a Christian church. That should be one place that people don't feel judged, that they don't feel like they're not cutting it, like their lives aren't cutting it. Because if we look around at us, at the world, at everything, nobody's cutting it. There's not one person that's cutting it. And we're all falling short of perfection, which is what we're supposed to be doing. I mean, if you believe in what God says, what he demands of all of us, we're all in the same boat. There's nobody that's swimming above water. There's nobody walking on water. We're all drowning, and there's only one person that didn't drown. And there's only one person that made it so we don't have to. And I'll equate it with how people say there's, we say it in the Lord's Prayer, you say, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, whatever. Okay, so there's the Father, there's the Son. Now what Christianity should be, and I don't even like to say that because that in and of itself leaves a bad taste in people's mouths, because they don't like what we've made it to represent, for the most part. I mean, there's bad apples in every stitch of society. Not all white people are bad, not all black people are bad, not all Asian people are bad, so there's bad stuff. The bad apple spoils the bunch, whatever. Like, there's one or two fringe things that nobody wants to be like on either side, and you're like, dude, that's a little hardcore, I'm not going there with it. But you got to look at it like a gift. Like, when you get somebody a gift and it's from your heart because you love them, because you enjoy their company, whatever that is, and you just give them whatever that is, and you say, here, this is for you, this is a gift, I don't want payment for it. This is just to say I love you. You got to look at that's what God the Father did for us in his Son. He did that. He gave us all a gift. And then what we do, because we're human and because we're idiots about it, we think we need to work that off. We think we need to return the favor. And he's just up wherever he is, he's going, I don't want you to pay me back. Just be with me. Just believe that I gave you the gift. How about that? You don't even have to receive, you don't even have to receive the gift. You know what I mean? You just, here's the gift, believe that I did it, kind of thing, and then I don't need anything back in return. You can't give me anything anyway. God's up there going, it's a gift. Stop trying to, do this, do that, and work out your own way, thinking you're going to work your way to eternity by working. And he's going, here's the gift. I don't want you to do anything. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't turn into being nicer to people or looking at people from a different perspective and things like that. That may come, that may not come. Everybody's path and the way they go about, way they come to grips with that gift is all in a different time frame and in a different way. So he's just going, enjoy it. Now go out, go dance, go enjoy your family, go for a walk, go do whatever, because I don't want you to have to feel like you owe me now because it was a gift. It would piss you off if you got somebody a gift. If you give a gift to your kids or give a gift to your wife or your husband, and then all of a sudden they turn around and try to pay you back. That's what we're doing. We're thinking we need to, oh, God will be happy, or he gave me this gift. Now I have to repay him. Now I have to do all these things, and I have to, bust my tail to prove that I'm worthy of the gift. No, the gift is given. You're already worthy. Just take the gift and then enjoy life. That's where, I grew up with, you had to do certain things that someone who believes in God looks a certain way, smells a certain way, walks a certain way, and all this other stuff. And that's not the point. It's not the point. You don't have to look a certain way. They don't have to act a certain way, and you're not going to anyway. So stop trying. Stop trying to put this fake thing out there like you're nailing it, and we're not. And that's where we don't have to do that anymore. We don't have to act like all this stuff. And then that's on the people on the outside are seeing that, and we're just judgmental, and we're pointing the finger at everybody, but what they're not doing right and what they're doing wrong and how they have to clean up their lives and do all this stuff. And oh my gosh, I can't believe you would do that like that. And from the outside of a place of worship, those people don't want to even deal with anybody who goes to church because you're self-righteous. You think because you don't do certain things that you're better than the people who aren't as far along as you are. And that is everywhere. That is everywhere that we go, everywhere that you look at how many people are turning down their noses at people who are not there yet, knowing darn well that we were there at some point in our lives. We were in that same position as they were. And, as we grow and try to, whatever that would be, try to follow God in the best way we can, we think that we're that we start believing our own press. I don't go here anymore. I don't do this anymore. Well, but that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything.
You still did it.
Who?
No, I'm saying you still did it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't do it anymore, you still did it. So even if you think that you're better now, you're not, because
you still did it.
You still did it.
But it doesn't make God any less happy with you. And it doesn't make God any more happy with you. Doing things for him or in his name, or and that's good to do those things. I'm not saying that that's not good, because we all know, go ahead and try to do life whichever freaking way you want to do it and see how that turns out for you, because it's going to be a train wreck. And that's where, he kind of sits wherever you can say he sits, and he's just like, all right, go ahead and go. I'm still here. And I'll track you down. Like if you're running away, there's a lot of people who run the complete opposite direction, and everywhere they turn, there's something that reminds them of it. And you can't get away from him. He's everywhere all at once. He's just there. Everywhere you go. I tell him all the time, he tries to hide stuff. I mean, how often do you try to hide stuff?
Not much.
Well, yeah, but I say we're going to find out. Truth.
Technically, it's not you who finds out, it's God who finds out.
Well, okay. Well, I don't. But if I'm paying attention to him, I will always, hopefully he'll help me find out when you're messing up, even when I don't know you're messing up.
Maybe
That's
he'll help me for once.
Yes. He's not going to help you hide your stuff. I'll tell you that right now. It's not going to
He's going to give me the courage to tell you guys, though.
Courage to tell you what? That you messed up?
Yeah.
That probably helps, I'm sure. For sure that helps. But that's the other thing is, that's pretty much, that's it. That's just, you can't, we've messed up. We've messed up royally with...
Everyone has messed up.
Well, yes.
There's no person who has never made a mistake.
That's...
Except for, Jesus, God, the Holy Spirit, right?
Yeah. Well, don't say right. You're the one who said it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone has made a mistake in their life. So technically, you're not better than them. You're not better than a person who you think
is worse than you. It makes you look at people from a different perspective. It makes you less, like I said, from the outside, the church looks like it's a stereotype. It's a stereotype because, for sure, because not everybody inside a place of worship is like this, okay? But in America, it's all about the show. It's all about what I look like on Sunday morning or Sunday night or whenever you attend your place. No, and meanwhile, in the car on the way to wherever you're going, you're arguing with your wife. You're a complete douchebag all week long. But yet, what I'm saying is that the people in the church are no different than the people outside. Going to church doesn't save you. It doesn't believing. Yeah, it doesn't do any good. That doesn't make you any better. You're not better than that guy. Like I said, he's, if there is a God and God created us all in his image, which that's what we're going with, then everybody has a place and a purpose, and he loves them no matter what they do. And people need to hear that. They need to hear that. They don't need to hear, hey, you're being an idiot. Stop being an idiot. You're being, you're a drunk. You're a womanizer. You're a whatever you are, that kind of stuff. They already know that. Deep down inside, they already know that they're not good, okay? You know what I mean? Even our best goodness and the good things we do that we, say are good is not good enough. So
just going to church doesn't make you amazing. Okay. Going to church doesn't guarantee you anything. Believing. You can go to church without believing. Doesn't mean anything. You have to actually believe.
But my whole point is, does your life need to reflect that? Not necessarily.
No, not really.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. You don't have to clean up your act. It's not that. He came for the jerks. He came for the B word, okay? The lady who is just, she can't say something nice to her husband if he had $1 million. And vice versa. She came for the husband who wouldn't be kind to her if she made him 1,000 dinners. Okay, he came for everybody. The church goer and the non-church goer. The righteous and the completely unrighteous. And if we boil it all down to the fact that we're all in the same boat, then there's nobody righteous. There's not a single one. There's not one person that's got it all together. And the way some people describe it as, like, I'll use football terms, is God gets us 99 yards. Or no, God gets us 99 yards. Okay, we just got to punch it in from the one. That's all we got to do. That's good. He gets us in the position to be good. But that's a bunch of horse crap. He gets us 100 yards. He got us 100 yards. All you got to do is spike the ball.
Yeah.
You scored.
He got you the way.
Yes, and what's funny is that if you look at it like that, he scored the touchdown for you and then hands you the ball. Like, not because the ball is yours now go do good things. He's saying, now spike it. Spike the ball. Do your touchdown dance. Dance in the end zone because you scored. And then he sits back and goes, look, I just took them 100 yards and they're spiking the ball and they're having a blast. And we think that we gotta get the next 5 yards or we gotta get the next whatever. You can't do anything.
He did the work for you.
Yes. The work is...
It's just your job to actually make it work.
No, it's
or
just
celebrate it.
Yeah. Just celebrate it. It makes you hug your kids a lot more. It makes you hug your kids a lot more. It makes you it changes your whole perspective that I know I'm not good. I know I'm not okay. But that's okay. And people need to hear that. People need to hear that being not okay is okay. Like, God's not up, I'm going to, say in heaven, whatever, wherever he is, because he's everywhere. He's not just in heaven, but he's not...
Should I reference something?
He's not...
That kind of makes sense.
He's not up there... Hold on. He's not up there... Now you messed me up.
No. I had
my train of thought. My train of thought left the station.
No, I have a reference for what you're saying. You just said that, what did you say?
Yeah.
You said something that was kind of like a reference to what I was going to say. I'm not going to tell you. You're probably going to be so weirded out by this, but...
go ahead. Say whatever.
I'm referencing it from a movie.
Yeah, do a movie. Let's go.
I'm bad, but that's good. I will never be good, but that's not bad.
Yep. That's exactly right. A little Wreck-It Ralph reference. That's exactly right. That the bad guys in our life are the good guys. And the good guys, well, they're still the good guys because it doesn't mean not to be good. And it doesn't mean not to have a conscience. There's a difference. There's a difference. Like, do what consciously you when people are doing bad stuff, they know what they're doing. for the most part. And unless you have something medically wrong with you and you really can't tell the difference, and there's some chemical imbalance up in here that you know, are just, you need, you know, like help, like medical help, and you know what I mean. But for the most part, most human beings, they're you know, they know that they can't do it, and they're sick of being told, just paddle harder, just swim faster, just, you know, you'll be okay, because, you know, just go faster, just believe harder, you know what I mean, or whatever. And they're going, I can't. And you're like, okay, God's going, stop. I believed for you.
Like, I already did it for
They just, yeah,
you.
chill.
Just,
like
I paddled the boat for you. Just get on land.
You don't have to get on land. He throws you from the boat. You know what I mean? This is not. This takes all credit away from you. You don't get credit for anything.
Some people don't like that. They don't want to believe
No.
that. They want to believe that they did it. They want to believe that God just helped them. Didn't do it for them, just helped them. But the real truth is, He just took you out of the water and just placed you on land. And was like, okay, celebrate. But
Pretty
no,
much.
you're like, okay, I gotta paddle away. I gotta paddle back to my boat and then paddle back to land.
You're already out of the water. The fire's being built, and the barbecue's cooking already. All you gotta do is enjoy the feast. Just enjoy the feast. Stop trying to go back into the water and, like you said, paddle again. Just, it's done. It's cool. He's not. Are you raising your hand?
No, I was just like this.
You waving at the camera?
No, I was like.
And another person said we were talk about like a Marvel reference.
Oh, no.
You're. We all know who Iron Man is. We all know we're big Marvel, and this is not what we're gonna make all
I should be wearing a Marvel shirt, but I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt.
These videos about and stuff like that. This is just to try and tell people to calm down. It's not. It's hard. It's almost impossible to believe this. It actually sounds too good to be true, and it is too good to be true.
Yet it is true.
But it is true, exactly. So, but you're in a. If you believe in what God did and what Jesus represented, what He said about Himself, what He said about God, what He said to do or to not do, you're in an Iron Man suit. A suit of righteousness, a suit of an irremovable Iron Man suit, Mark 42. You can't take it off. You did nothing to put it on.
You just somehow just...
No, I mean, you're looking at God put you in the suit.